Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. I tell you, guys, I've got to be completely honest with you. I long for the day where I am doing broadcasting full-time without having to worry about anything else. Because before I even get into the show, I'm just going to level with you. I serve as student body president in my local high school, Buchanan Upshur High School, and right now we are presently going through homecoming week. So I've been trying to manage this show at the same time as trying to assist with putting together one of the most chaotic weeks of the entire school year for us on student council. So you'll have to excuse me if I am a little bit tired, if I fall asleep in the middle of the broadcast and all you hear is dead air. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, we're going to see how this is going to go, but I am extremely exhausted, but we're going to get through this, and I thank you for tuning in with us. And to be completely honest with you, I mean, I can't just, throw on another Best of show because we have way too much stuff going on in the news right now. And one of the main things that has come out, I was watching Fox News earlier today, tomorrow, or 5 weeks ago. I don't remember. No, I'm kidding. I was watching it earlier yesterday. Did I say earlier tomorrow? Yeah, see, that just shows how tired I am. I don't even realize what I'm saying anymore. Anyway, I know what you guys are already thinking. Oh, great, he's already off to a bad start. But anyway, I was watching it yesterday. Yesterday I was watching Fox News, and a report came on regarding Colin Powell. And if you don't remember Colin Powell, he served in the Bush administration and under a total of 3 presidents. And there was a big controversy thing that we were talking about on this show where Hillary was basically trying to blame this entire email mess on General Powell. And General Powell even said, that's absolutely outrageous. She's trying to put all the blame on me. I am not the one to be held responsible for her using that home server. And no, I did not give her the authorization to do that. She decided to do that way before I ever decided to share with her that I had a personal AOL account that I used for sending for really just sending emails that weren't confidential, that were just personal emails, like who's going to bring my prune juice today? Okay, just stuff like that. Not anything really all that important. So that was what was taking place there. Well, anyway, apparently you have this guy that hacked Colin Powell's email, not the AOL one, but rather a Gmail account from what I understand on Fox. And there's been a whole bunch of emails released sent from General Colin Powell slamming Hillary Clinton. And we have the article here for you. This is from the New York Post at nypost.com. Go ahead and listen to this. Colin Powell wrote in a stunning email that he doesn't want to vote for her, for Hillary Clinton, an apparent reference to the Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton, in part because her husband is still, to clean it up, because he, there's a censored thing there. He is still doing stuff with bimbos at home, is what this, is his exact quote. And this is according to the hacker website DC Leaks. I would rather not have to vote for her, although she is just a friend I respect, Powell told Democratic donor Jeffrey Leeds in the email leaked on the site. A 70-year-old person with a long track record that has unbridled ambition, greedy, not transformational, with a husband that is still sleeping at home with women, according to the NY Post. Powell added, the email appears to be a reference to Hillary Clinton and her husband, former President Bill Clinton. The July 26, 2014 email came just days after the post, which Powell appears to cite, reported. Bill Clinton reportedly has a blonde mistress who visits so often when Hillary isn't home that the former president's Secret Service detail have given her an unofficial code name. Oh, okay, I can't take this. All right, you know what the code name is? You know what the code name is? This mistress of Bill Clinton's visits Bill Clinton, This mistress of Bill Clinton visits him so much that she has her own code name. You know what her code name is? Oh my. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. Her code name is Energizer. Oh my. Well, what in the world is happening to our country? I tell you, this is just so absolutely pathetic. So code name for mistress is Energizer. Energizer is in the building. Energizer is with the president. I mean, I know Bill Clinton is 70 years old, so I guess a mistress would be considered an Energizer bunny. I don't know. This is so sick. This is seriously what we want to have in the White House, guys. And I know that some of you might be uncomfortable hearing this, but to be completely blunt with you, if this is the type of stuff that you want to hear for the next 4 to 8 years, then go ahead, vote for Hillary Clinton, because this is what happens. I mean, to not talk about that stuff, you are simply denying what is going on. And I think that people have a responsibility to know that we have an immoral degenerate that is wanting to seek, that is presently seeking the presidency. We have an immoral degenerate that is going to be serving as first gentleman if Bill Clinton becomes the first man. I mean, seriously, is that what we want, to have a representation as the first gentleman president? Bill Clinton? A man who has a mistress that goes by the name Energizer. I was going to say Energizer Bunny. I added the bunny part, but this is just so absolutely outrageous. But all the news organizations are reporting this. You have New York Post reporting it, Daily Beast reporting it. Bill Clinton is still having an affair on his wife, apparently. That's what General Powell said. And it continues on here. The July 26th email comes up, blah, 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 blah. Okay. The Post cited Ronald Kessler's book, The Family, First Family Detail. Secret Service agents reveal the hidden lives of presidents, which was released in August of that year. Asked about the Clintons' email authenticity, Powell wrote to the Post on Wednesday, "Geez, don't remember this one. Best to ignore, don't you think?" So that's what took place there. So Colin Powell slamming the Clintons, saying that Bill is a philanderer. Basically nothing that we didn't already know. So, apparently Hal's entire thing was hacked regarding that. So it's his email was hacked. So that's really getting out there. And he doesn't want to vote for Hillary. He doesn't like Donald Trump either. He, I think, has stated before that he believes that Donald Trump is a racist. So there you go. It's a lose-lose if you're General Powell. Now here's another thing that's coming up. Ted Cruz, which he's had his own thing going on ever since he decided to run for president. He's been bashing Trump. But one thing that Ted Cruz is now doing that is quite honorable is that he is fighting for our right to keep the internet in the United States. A few weeks ago, if you listen to this program frequently, which hopefully you do, if this is the first time listening, please do not judge me by this show based upon what I said earlier. I'm tired. Homecoming, student body president, all that great stuff. But here's the thing, and I'm honored to do it. I love doing it. It's stressful and it takes a lot out of you. But anyway, Ted Cruz is over in Washington, D.C., and he is fighting to keep the internet in the United States. I want you to go ahead and listen to this. This is from, I don't know what the name of this website is, but it's legitimate. I've read it before. It's from McClatchy, D.C. There we go. I got it for you. So go ahead and listen to this. Washington. During an often continuous hearing Wednesday, Senator Ted Cruz, Republican from Texas, took on the Obama administration for what has become the latest signature issue, internet oversight. The Obama administration is due to relinquish U.S. control over October 1st over a private sector, a nonprofit organization that administers internet domains and designations. Cruz warned that the Internet Corp for assigned names and numbers will not on its own honor U.S. protections of free speech, and he is leading an effort to delay or stop the transfer. So, in other words, what we're seeing here is that the Internet Corporation for assigned names and numbers will not, on its own, honor U.S. protections of free speech. So basically that means that freedom of speech will be gone from the Internet. So guess what that means? If freedom of speech is gone from the Internet, and liberals are in control of this, because let's face it, frankly, I can't even talk, see? Quite frankly, when you are wanting to have this, system of grand poobahs controlling the Internet, what is that? That's liberalism. All right. So guess what? That means that the Internet is basically going to become a source predominantly only where liberals can thrive. Conservatives are going to be rejected, and that's what is eventually going to happen because freedom of speech is not going to be guaranteed. And if we go to various other countries that are socialist, even the civilized socialists that the liberal left always likes to point to, if you look at their news agencies, a lot of them are not conservative. And the reason why is because of the absolutely ridiculous policies that they have regarding freedom of press. So freedom of speech, freedom of press, and that all that great stuff that we have come to love in America is not going to be a part of the internet anymore because the internet is basically going to be an international thing, which guess what? Means that it's going to be under the jurisdiction of international law, not under the jurisdiction of the United States. So therefore, freedom of speech will not be guaranteed on the internet, and that's what Ted Cruz is trying to fight. And I think that a lot of people will find that a problem, especially a lot of libertarians out there, because, well, predominantly most of us support freedom of speech, and we believe that the internet should be controlled under United States law. We should be in control of our own internet. I mean, for crying out loud, North Korea is in control of their own internet. They control what size the font is. If Kim Jong-il, it's Kim Jong-un now. Kim Jong-un, if his name is not, in bold and in caps, then whoever owns that website is going to be killed. And they have to approve the websites and everything. I'm not kidding you. That's really one of the main laws over there. You also can't have your hair cut the same as him. But we're talking about the internet here. You'll die if you have his haircut, which I don't think anyone would want it anyway. Moving on. So that's really what we have going on here. Ted Cruz is fighting against this. The Obama administration is due to relinquish U.S. control on October 1st over a private sector nonprofit organization that administers internet domain names and designations. Cruz warned that the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers will not on its own honor U.S. protections of free speech, and he's leading the delay to stop the transfer. Under the guardianship of the United States and the First Amendment, the Internet has become truly an oasis of freedom, but that could soon change, Cruz said at a hearing of the Senate Judiciary Committee's subcommittee on oversight, agency action, federal rights, and federal courts, which he chairs. It is not a democratic body. Cruz said of the organization, which includes such internet stakeholders as Google and Facebook, and is based in Los Angeles, and he warned that authoritarian countries such as China, Russia, and Iran could exert control over the organization and censor internet use in their countries. So there you go, what's taking place here. If we continue. The Obama administration maintains that the transfer involves technical matters that do not affect the substance of websites or the flow of information. But see, that's the thing. If they're letting this go without any, bounds on this, if they're letting just, saying, okay, well, we're relinquishing all control of that, what does that mean? That means that they can't guarantee that. As of right now, they can, state and, make the claim, no, nothing's going to change. What information is not going to be, withheld. Websites are not going to be shut down, but they cannot truly confirm that. If there would be some sort of action out there, because let's say that there's a bill out there that states freedom of information, all right? But let's say that all of a sudden this agency wants, or this it's not even an agency, this corporation says, all right, well, we want to make sure that people are going to get accurate information. So if your site does not report this, and this, then you're not going to be considered a legitimate website or a legitimate news website, so we're shutting you down. Well, if there's news that's released that people don't necessarily want out and that they don't necessarily like, then guess what that means? That means that they can come in and say, all right, well, we're going to deny you your website now. Sorry about that, but you're done. And that's what I look at happening potentially in the future. And then on top of that, we were really thinking that podcasts are going to take off. This is going to be the way to go. We're going to start getting podcasts out there. That's going to be the future of talk radio. Well, now we're finding out, maybe that's not going to happen, because if they end up taking control over the internet, guess what else that means? That means that podcasts like this could very well come under the hammer down on conservative content, because that liberals are going to try to use this to their advantage. Well, conservatives are spreading nothing but lies and false information, so we've got to stop this. We've got to stop people from being misinformed with factual information. I look at them potentially cracking down on all of this and trying to shut conservatives down. It's just a prediction.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, student loan debt, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Caiden Cowger program. Great to have you with us. So, yeah, I'm still awake. I'm still here with you. I haven't fallen asleep yet, and we're going into the second segment. So, there's 2 more segments to go after this, and then we're done, and I'll see you tomorrow. No, I'm kidding. I'm not looking forward to that time, and I doubt that you are either. If you are, then, okay, well, sorry about that. Hopefully we'll be able to fix that on some other show. Anyway, there's an article that I wanted to bring up to you, and here's something that is quite interesting that is now being spread. You know how we were talking about, because one thing that I've often debated is about the argument from our side regarding homosexuality being the destruction of the family, okay? Because I've often said we should be focusing more on the health aspects of homosexuality as to where it can be argued that it is an unhealthy behavior to partake in. I mean, like, for example, the study from the CDC where 1 in 6 male homosexuals will get HIV, and then that's compared to 1 out of 473. 1 out of 473, less than 1% of heterosexuals that will get HIV. So there's clearly a connection there. But your liberals do not want to recognize that connection simply because they want to advance that agenda and portray people like myself as being these hateful bigots that hate everybody. And that's the thing. I cannot hate people. I am not capable of hating people. I am not allowed to hate people because what does the Bible say? The Bible says we are to love even our enemies. And, guys, that's the thing that you have to realize there. That's the way that we believe. We believe in loving everybody, and that's the reason why we oppose it, because it's a harmful lifestyle, as science proves. Emotional distress goes right along with that. If you look at the research studies regarding their physical, mental, and emotional health, all of it is negative on aspects of the homosexual community. They're more apt to get diseases, more apt to become depressed and suffer from emotional distress. So it's, these studies add up, and that's the reason why I personally am in objection to it, because I care and love everybody. That is what our job is to do as Christians. It's what our job is as loving human beings. It's to care about others, because when you say, who are you to care about what I do with my life? Well, that means if you do not care about what a person does with their life, you don't love them, because loving and caring go hand in hand. It's the way it's always been, but it's really been something that has changed by the liberal left. Because what we're focusing on now more is that, relationships and stuff is like, well, if you like a person, you're going to let them do whatever. No, if you love a person, you're going to care about them, and you're going to want what is best for them in their life. And you're going to look out for them, and you're going to be there for them. And the liberal left regarding, even relationships have tried to change romantic relationships from being about a mutual, personality connection, into being more so about sex, just a hookup relationship, or about physical attraction, and things of that nature. And that's not right. And because we have lost the value of what love is in this country, we've also lost the value of what hatred is in this country, to where people like myself are categorized by these progressives as being hateful bigots when we are of no such quality. So what I want to get back to, though, is what we were talking about, because I've often said we should be expressing the harms that go along with practicing homosexuality, because, I mean, seriously, how can you say that a person is hateful, which you're going to do it anyway, but how can you say that a person is hateful when you're saying the reason why I'm in opposition to this is because I love them and I don't want to see them partake in behavior that is going to harm them. I care about them. You can't, it makes it more difficult to say that. But anyway, what I want to focus on now is that I have often said on this show that we should be saying that rather than talking about, it's the destruction of the family. Because I've said that with, God being chased out of the household, and with God not being the core, the glue that holds these relationships together, you have divorces that are taking place, bad relationships that are taking place. And as a result of, those divorce situations and people not adhering as to how these relationships are supposed to go, where your number one goal is to serve God, to keep God in your relationship, and also to do what is best for your partner. That's what, the problem with a lot of romantic relationships today, especially my generation, is that oftentimes students look at a romantic relationship and they think, okay, well, what can I get out of it? No, it should be, what can I put into it? What can I give to this other person? On a personality level, not, anything like, sex and stuff like that we often think about. Because that's, when you talk about what can I give to the relationship, oftentimes that's what people, automatically think today. All right, fornication, stuff like that. No. What can I do for this other person to put joy into their life, to make them happy, and to make our relationship closer? That's what it should be about. It should be, what can I do for this other person? Not what can I take away from it. Now that doesn't mean, and that has to work both ways, all right? It can't just mean, okay, well, I put all this stuff into a relationship, this other person doesn't put anything to it. It's gotta be selflessness on both sides. And that's one of the problems that we get to today. But the thing is that, and I'll tell you this too, if you're selfless and the other person, is selfish, then what's going to happen? All that's going to happen is that you're going to be oppressed for the rest of your life if you even, Lord forbid, marry the person. It's not going to work. Both of you have to want what is best for each other. And if you just want what is best for your partner, but your partner doesn't want what is best for you, then, you're going to run into a big issue there, and you probably need to find somebody else. But the thing that we have to focus on in this new thing that's coming up is that apparently scientists are now saying regarding heterosexual relationships out there is that basically sex education is heterosexist and focuses on babies too much. So sex education is not about making babies. That's what's being said now. So sex is not something that relates to reproduction. Okay, so we've been hearing this for quite some time, but now it's taking it up to a new level where that should not, be recognized as being in other words, babies should not be a focus of that. Anyway, go ahead and read this for you. This is from the Daily Caller. A scientific study hot off the presses of academia shows that students in the United States and several countries around the world are deeply concerned that their sex education coursework is heterosexist. Heterosexist, that's a new word out there, and places too much emphasis on the fact that sex frequently results in the creation of babies. So it puts too much emphasis on baby creation. Great. Apparently in this study, an analysis of recent international research concludes that students generally think their sex education lessons are ineffective. Students gripe that their sex education teachers appear reluctant to acknowledge that sex is a potentially embarrassing topic. They report feeling vulnerable during the lessons. They report feeling vulnerable during the lessons, with young men anxious to conceal sexual ignorance and young women risking sexual harassment if they participate. The heterosexist complaints stems from students' beliefs that sex education focuses too much on the fact that sex is a reproductive activity, which often results in pregnancy. Students say that they'd prefer that sex lessons instead highlight how exciting and fun that sex is. So there you go. That's what they're wanting to change this to. They're wanting to change it away from talking about, creating babies, and they're wanting to turn it into this new thing, where it's about pleasure and solely about that. And see, if they can do that, then there are going to be a few things that you're going to see take place. Number one, you're going to see why is it important to have children? Okay, what's the point of having children? It's basically what they're teaching here is that, well, it's fun. Who's it fun for? It's fun for you, right? I get fun out of, doing that. That's the mentality that's going behind this. So what is that? That is selfishness. It's going to the extent of where, basically the only thing that I need in a relationship is sex, because it's fun, it's great, it's wonderful, it's exciting, and all this other stuff. So that's all that we're going to focus on. We're not going to focus on, hey, what if my girlfriend gets pregnant? Because what's going to then take place there? Well, you can have an abortion, of course. If anything comes up, then you can just terminate the pregnancy and it's over with. So this is all the new type of liberal mentality that is developing in our school systems, and a lot of it's being student-led. And the reason why is because students have lost really what the meaning of love is. They think that love is sex. Okay, that's to be completely genuine with you. That's the way that a lot of kids view it. They trade it more than bracelets. All right, and it's so absolutely ridiculous, it's sick, but that's where we're at.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-824-9762. Again, 800-824-9762. That's 800-824-9762. 800-824-9762.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger.
All right, take a listen to this, guys.
Somebody had to
We're
say
not
it.
done talking about this. Because one of the things that I enjoy highlighting on this program, because, you know, a lot of other Christians out there, especially Christian radio hosts, when it comes to issues like sex and it comes to issues like this, people get embarrassed by it. And quite frankly, I don't think that people should be embarrassed talking about sex, especially Christians, because guess what? The God that we serve is the one who created sex. And you know why he created sex? For reproduction. He also created it to be fun. Okay, it was a mix of both. But the thing is that when Christians get this type of mentality, and parents, I'm even going to talk to you. When Christians get this type of mentality, hey, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this issue, this is very uncomfortable, so we're just going to keep this on the down low. Do you think that Satan is keeping sex on the down low? No, he's talking about it. So when you have all of these unrighteous people talking about how fornication is great, sex before marriage is wonderful, go do it, then, you know, who's advocating for the other side? You should not be having sex outside of marriage. Why? Because it creates a strong bond between two individuals, and that's the reason why God designed it to only take place between a married couple, because it's the ultimate sign of affection that should only be committed by two people who are ultimately committed to each other through a thing called marriage. Because you're not ultimately committed to somebody until you marry them. That is the final step. Why? Well, because you can, believe me, you can have a close relationship with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, of the opposite sex, whichever you are, naturally born. Okay, so now that we got all that out of the way, you can have a close relationship with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend, okay? And you can say, oh, we're committed, we're together, we're going to love each other forever, oh, we're going to get married. No, until you put that ring on her finger, you are not, and you marry them, you take them down the aisle, that you are not fully committed, okay? Putting the ring on their finger is partial commitment. That is a major step in your commitment. That is not commitment. That is a major step in your commitment. The ultimate commitment is marriage, because, I've known several people who have become, where they've had fiancés and then all of a sudden they decide not to get married. They don't get married over it. Later on, something comes up. Okay. So that's why God said, until you get married, do not have sex, because it creates a strong bond. I've heard a lot of ministers refer to it as a type of soul tie thing. The specific term soul tie is not mentioned in the Bible, but that's basically used as a synonym for the word one flesh, or the term one flesh, that is used in the Bible time and time again. Bible says that even when you have sex with a prostitute, you become one flesh with that person. You become, connected with that person. You share something with that person that you do not share with everyone, hopefully, unless you're Bill Clinton. No, we're not getting into that. Anyway, Governor Colin Powell would probably enjoyed that one if you heard it, based upon what we were talking earlier. But anyway, moving on, getting back to what we were discussing here. I want to go ahead and read this quote for you. This is out of the Daily Caller talking about sex education, especially regarding young people. But, we've got to talk about this as a Christian culture. We have to be able to fight for what is righteous, and we have to be willing to discuss these issues without any hesitation. So anyway, guys, because the disciples covered it. They covered it. It's an embarrassing topic to many people, but they covered it. The disciples talked about it time and time again. So we should be as fearless discussing this issue as the disciples were. That's just the way that I feel about it. So anyway, getting back to this article on here, it reads, and this is the thing, this is what, apparently, what's this person's name? Pandora Pound, the study's lead author of this thing, stated that young people's feedback indicates that when sex education is negative, heterosexist, or any other way seems irrelevant to their experiences or judgmental, they switch off, so they don't pay any attention to it. If young people aren't engaged with their sex and relationship education, then vulnerable opportunities for learning and discussion are lost. Okay, well, what exactly do you consider a vulnerable opportunity or a learning opportunity? So what do you want them to learn? That's the thing. Are you corrupting their minds with perversion, or are you telling them valuable stuff that they need to know? Now listen to this. What is surprising is the consistency of the findings across different countries and over the 25 years that the study spans. Authors of the study, Pound, Rebecca Langford, Ronna Campbell, suggest that sex education teachers need more training so they can be more sex positive. These programs need to be delivered by trained experts who enjoy and are confident about their work. So basically, they want to hire perverts. And crucially, are able to maintain clear boundaries with students. The collected research analyzed by the researchers includes studies of students ranging from the age 4 to 19. What in the world are they doing asking students age 4 about sexual activities? What the heck? It also includes studies of young adults reminiscing about their experiences with sex education. The studies were conducted between 1990 through 2015. Canada, United Kingdom, Sweden, Ireland, New Zealand, Japan, Brazil, and Iran. Pound is a research fellow at the School of Social and Community Medicine at the University of Bristol in the United Kingdom, blah, 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 blah. So that's what's being expressed now. So basically, guys, what this is all about, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, this is all about the gay nonsense. That's exactly what this is about. Because if they can get sex off of reproduction, if they can get sex off of the family, which they have been successfully able to do with the deterioration of the household by means of promoting, it's really simple to get a divorce, divorcing somebody because you're, not having it good financially. Oh, well, that's great. So because people are more focused on, well, it's not working out, so I'm just going to leave the relationship rather than, staying in there for better or for worse, which, if you get to cases like abuse and stuff like that, then yeah, fine, whatever. Or if your spouse cheats on you, Bible says, yeah, go ahead and divorce him. But for these other circumstances where they just get tired of each other, no, try to make it work out. That's what the Bible tells you to do. We can even get into where it talks about, yeah, you might be considered divorced under the law, but not under the law of God if it's for the wrong reason. So anyway, here's the thing. If they can get sex off of reproduction, then they can successfully promote homosexuality and gain more acceptance for it, because that's basically what all this is. It's basically to gain acceptance for all of these other sexually diverse lifestyles that we're seeing pop up. Because what is homosexuality based upon? It's not based upon reproduction. It's based upon pleasure. What is all of these other weird things coming out based upon? They're based upon pleasure. That whole 50 Shades of Grey thing that came out, that is based upon this twisted, demented type of pleasure that people are now developing in their minds. So if they can get sex to revolve around pleasure without having any ties to reproduction, then they can successfully completely destroy the family. And that's really what it's coming down to. It's coming down to a complete destruction of all social norms and just creating this mix of people that are selfish, that look at other people and think, what can I gain from them rather than what can I do for them? And it's really quite depressing. It's upsetting. And that's exactly why we have to fight this type of demented teaching from indoctrinating children. Because, these studies, while, you might be sitting back thinking, why in the world is Caiden Cowger talking about this nonsense? Well, here's the reason why. These studies are going to be used to justify future practices in the school system to indoctrinate your children. If you're my age, your children will be even more so affected. So that's why I'm discussing this, because you need to know what is going on. It's time to take the blinders off and open up your eyes to reality. Open up your ears to reality. You have to see what is taking place in this country, because if you say, well, that makes me uncomfortable, well, this is an embarrassing thing to talk about, oh, this is horrible, I can't believe he's talking about this, get this guy off the radio, he's, talking about stuff he shouldn't be. As long as you have that mentality, this nonsense is going to continue. It's time to wake up, smell the roses, and start realizing what is going on. Because we have to start combating this stuff, because this is horrible teaching. It really is. If they would teach, because sex education is something that I've never been a fan of, because what they end up doing is that they end up passing out condoms, they pass out birth control and say, here, if it's an emergency, go ahead. Sorry, sex is never an emergency. You always have the option not to do it. So yeah, abstinence-only teaching does work if it's done properly. In my household, it was done properly. I was taught that sex is not a bad thing, but it's something that you only do between a man and a woman who are committed through marriage because that's the way that God designed it, and it was thoroughly explained to me as to why it works out that way. And when I've seen other people that have participated in it and they shouldn't have been, it's very apparent, yeah, there is a bondage that it creates.
Caiden Cowger.
Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
If you've ever been looking for a way to invest your money, gold can be a very good investment. Let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is one of the best companies in the business dealing with gold and other precious metals. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau and can offer spectacular information on investing in gold. All you have to do is call 1-800-932-4108, and they will give you the knowledge that you need to make an investment. Even if you've just been curious about purchasing gold, this is a great group that can provide you with reliable information. Call 1-800-932-4108 and also ask them about some of their ebooks, such as 10 Shocking Reasons Why You Should Buy Gold and the Definitive Gold Guide. These resources are great for anyone, especially those that are just curious about investing. Call 1-800-932-4108. And some of their products that they offer are quite amazing. I mean, they have the gold bars, they have the gold coins, but they also have this thing called a Valcambi bar. And this is basically just a little bar about the size of a credit card that can fit into your wallet, made up of little grams of gold. So anytime that you just want a gram of gold, you just break one of them off. It's really quite neat. So by all means, contact our friends at Capital Gold Group. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Once again, that is 1-800-932-4108.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1132. 800-826-1132. That's 800-826-1132. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group is a company that deals with investing in precious metals such as gold and silver. They've been in business for over a decade and have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They've been featured on Fox News, Market Watch, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Reuters, Fox Business, Financial Times, and Forbes magazine. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. They also offer various ebooks on investing in gold, such as the Definitive Gold Guide. So once again, if you're interested, you can call 1-800-932-4108. That's 1-800-932-4108. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, American Auto Protection has announced an extended service plan that is now available to the general public. This plan reduces the cost of auto repair expenses. Maximum Car Care was created to assist qualifying car owners with lowering repair bills of cars under 130,000 miles and under 12 years old. Maximum Car Care works to limit the expense of auto repair bills, roadside assistance, rental coverage, and towing. Their number is 1-800-824-9762. That is 1-800-824-9762. Once again, that is 1-800-824-9762. Maximum Car Care is a proud sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. All right, guys, let me tell you about our friends at the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja is a company that specializes in slashing debt. They deal with various debt problems such as student loan debt, tax debt, debt settlement, debt consolidation, credit repair services, and bankruptcy. That is 1-800-826-1132. Now, their company, the Debt Ninja, operates on a national level and have worked to fight the IRS for many of their clients. If you're interested, you can call at 1-800-826-1132. That is 1-800-826-1132. Once again, that is 1-800-826-1132.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, welcome back. So here's another thing. Michigan Board of Education to public schools. They are saying let students pick their name, their gender, and their bathroom. Their name, their gender, and their bathroom. This is from Daily Caller by Peter Hassan. The Michigan Board of Education officially approved a guidance on LGBTQ students Wednesday, instructing the state's public schools to let students choose their gender, name, and bathroom in order to create an inclusive school environment. According to this report, the guidance was first drafted in February, but went unnoticed until reported by the Daily Caller in March. So what it has here is that students should be allowed to use a restroom in accordance with their gender identity, the guidance states. According to the guidance, biological males who identify as transgender girls must be permitted to use the girls' locker rooms regardless of the discomfort caused to actual girls. So what does this mean, guys? This means that you're going to have dudes that don't necessarily have to have any type of sexual change operation, sex change operation. They don't have to have that. So basically, they can go in the complete nude and shower with your girls. Now, you don't think that there are going to be any heterosexual boys that are all of a sudden going to feel like girls various days of the week. I feel like girls on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's when I have gym. So that's, I'm sorry, that's going to create a very big problem there. And, you know, they already tried these, genderless bathrooms up in Canada. I think it was, don't quote me on this, but it was up in Canada, but I don't know which part of Canada. I think it was Alberta, but there was a university up there that decided, hey, you know what, we're going to try something. We're going to put genderless bathrooms in there. And guess what was taking place? The boys were showering with the girls, and there were dividers up, but that really didn't do anything because the boys were taking their cell phones. They were holding it over the shower stalls and recording the girls as they were showering naked. And then, you know, Lord knows what they were doing with that video afterwards. Because, I mean, sharing that to the social media, stuff like that would be completely horrible. But that's the stuff that was taking place up in Canada. And that's exactly what's going to take place in Michigan as this stuff continues. Girls just aren't going to be, you know, showering, if there is a transgender student in there. And guys, that's going to be something that is, or even not a transgender student, but if boys start taking advantage of this, that's going to be something quite concerning to girls. And especially after we end up hearing these claims, from these, you know, high class, scientists, these high class professors stating that sexual orientation, that's, gender identity, well, specifically they said sexual orientation, is determined based upon environmental experiences. It's not something that is innate, that is fake, that is bogus. We heard that from the Johns Hopkins professors. And then as we heard in another case, where they said that gender identity is also fraudulent. Gender identity is basically nothing more than a superstitious belief, where a man can feel like they are trapped in the body of a female. That's just not, you know, something that is rational. It's just something superstitious because a man cannot know how a woman feels because they were never in the body of an actual woman, and a woman cannot know how a man feels. Basically, all that they are doing is that they are looking at gender stereotypes that liberal feminists have been fighting for years, saying should not exist, and they are basing their gender identity on that. See, liberalism is basically full of nothing but a bunch of contradictions. And that's why it eventually, I believe, will fall apart. It's nothing but a bunch of unstable people that gather together and promote instability. So basically what is taking place here is that you've had the feminists that have been saying, yeah, gender identity is a horrible thing. We don't need to have this anymore. Boys can look like girls. Girls can look like boys. It doesn't define your gender. And then we're being told by the transgenders that, yeah, if you dress up like a girl, then all of a sudden, yeah, you are a girl. If you decide to dress up like a boy, you are a boy. Your gender is based upon the way that you act, the way that you dress. So that's, it's a complete contradiction, and liberalism is falling apart. And this show is out there to highlight the absurdity of what we are recognizing today as progressivism. So anyway, guys, just wanted to share that with you. So we're going to go ahead and close. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you. God bless and God save this nation.